Coming in at number 20, we have Karsa from the Flash Wolves. I had him ranked 20th, Deficio had him 22nd, and Spawn had him ranked 17th. Let's start with the good. Karsa, 17.
Yeah, solo floated Karsa into the top 20 list pretty much against Deficio's well wishes. I think Karsa for me is the X Factor player on the Flash Wolves. I think that Maple is always good. I think that a couple of the other players, NL looking at particularly, have consistently underperformed. And then I look at Karsa, and when this team is great, it's when Karsa is putting up big numbers. And towards the end of the season, and this is where recency bias may come in, he really did step up in a big way for this team. So I think that Karsa coming into Worlds is hot on form, just like he was last year, and I'm looking for him to have a really good campaign.
So I personally think, looking at the performance of Flash Wolves in LMS, yes, Karsa is a big deal. I've hyped up this guy for 2 years, honestly. He's burned me too many times now, I feel, to have him in my top 20 list, because very often when you watch Flash Wolves on the international stage, is like Maple shining and actually not Karsa. Especially looking back at the last tournament, MSI, I was actually quite disappointed in Karsa, specifically. Sword Art and Maple were the two guys who played really well in that tournament. He didn't really have the impact I expected from a guy who could be a top 20 player in the world. I think he's good. I think Karsa is one of these guys you can never underestimate, because he has the ability to take over games. I just don't see it enough on the international stage to put him in top 20.
Where I faulted players like Maple and Ziv for not having the domestic success is actually where Karsa's crushing.
Yeah.
I know CSD in the jungle isn't the biggest thing, but plus 4.2 CSD, he has 95 kills in the regular season. The next closest jungler has 67, and he has the fewest deaths of junglers who have started as many games as he has. So, he has been carrying that team throughout most of the regular season, and I have him at 20 because I'm hoping he can take it over to Worlds and be the best player from the LMS at Worlds.
Yeah, and I think the biggest question mark coming into this is, we've seen some meta changes, and Karsa should benefit from these. He's a very good Kindred player, in my opinion. He also has a pretty wicked Grave. So I think that as far as, Rek'Sai getting tapped, Gragas being absolutely gutted going into this Worlds patch, I'm hoping that unlocks Karsa to the next level, and it does prove that he can have a really good international campaign.
I mean, he's the kind of player you want to see do well, because he's so mechanically gifted, and we know so many players respect him because he's just so good individually. I just need to see it work with the team way better. I think Flash Wolves have a chance of getting out of their group. He's going to be the guy I agree with you guys to look at, but also I think Maple and Sword Art are up there with me. So it's not just one guy, it's 3 guys who are the main carries on this team. And again, that's why I have him slightly outside. Obviously, we're only a few steps down, but I stand by that.
Yeah, very hard list to crack. Karsa's number 20th. He's the only LMS player on our list, and the number 20 player at Worlds based on our list, so that'll do it for Karsa.